Do you ever catch yourself saying something like, no, I'm not good at that, or I could never? These common everyday statements might feel harmless, but they're the sneaky, tiny ways your brain keeps you stuck exactly where you are. Little do you know, this inner critic has the power to hinder your most ambitious goals, from financial freedom to career advancement to family well being. It especially impacts you as you envision who you want to be beyond mom. If this resonates with you, you're in the right place. Welcome back to the podcast, Not Just Moms, where we talk about who we are beyond motherhood and who we aspire to be. I'm Stephanie, your life and mindset coach and fellow mom navigating this beautiful, crazy journey we call parenting alongside you. On today's episode, we're diving deep into the inner critic. We'll explore, where does your inner critic voice come from? What does negative self-talk sound like or manifest as in your life? And most importantly, how to manage your inner critic so it no longer holds you back from personal growth and achieving your dreams. Let's start by thinking about your own life. What external factors are at play when you're making decisions and unconsciously shaping your identity? For some, it might be deeply ingrained family values. For others, it could be religious beliefs. But when you truly pause to reflect, you'll come to realize that there's a significant amount of outside influence. Think back to your childhood. Perhaps a teacher shaped your study habits, or a trusted family friend offered wise advice. We receive information, values, and beliefs from countless sources. While much of it can be incredibly helpful and good, not all of it serves our highest self. And this brings us directly to our inner critic. Your inner critic can be a culmination of lessons or experiences you had growing up. Or it could be heavily shaped by societal pressures, those often unspoken ideals of what the perfect woman or perfect mother looks like. For example, maybe your own mother was very critical for various reasons. Perhaps she didn't have the opportunities for a career or higher education, so she poured all of her aspirations into her children, consciously or unconsciously. With that often comes certain expectations or beliefs, perhaps even pressure for you to live out the dreams she never had a chance to pursue. Understanding the origin of your inner critic is incredibly empowering because once you do, you can begin to unravel it all. You can truly disarm your inner critic and consciously pick and choose what serves you moving forward. Perhaps as you were growing up, you were really hard on yourself, always striving for perfection because you desperately wanted to avoid disappointing your mother or someone else. Sometimes our inner critic manifests as negative self-talk or discouraging comments that prevent us from even trying. Or you constantly find yourself procrastinating because you're avoiding the very thing you need to do, ultimately because of the fear of failure. So you keep pushing it back and back and back. Which of these patterns resonates with you? Take a moment right now to reflect on your own inner critic. What does she say to you? Who does she sound like? Why do you think she says these things? Now that we have some ideas of where this inner critic might originate, let's move on to 5 actionable strategies to manage your inner critic and take bold action in your life. Number 1, awareness. As with everything, the first step to overcoming negative self-talk is awareness. If we don't know what's happening, how can we possibly fix it or move forward? I challenge you to commit to observing your thoughts for just one day. Notice when you speak to yourself. What kind of tone of voice do you use? What kind of language? What feeling does it create for you? Is it shame, disgust, embarrassment? And when does it happen the most? Number 2, challenge and reframe. Did you know that not all of your thoughts are true? Most of the time, they might simply be opinions, not even facts. Yet, how often do we take our thoughts as undeniable fact? They feel so true, don't they? So the next time you have an unhelpful or unappreciative comments towards yourself, I want you to write down exactly what you said. Take a look at it and ask yourself, is this actually true? Or how can the opposite be true? For example, I recently had a really rough week with my kids. It felt like just tantrums nonstop, tears, screaming, the works. And I heard myself saying, "You're a bad mom." And it feels so true in those hard moments. And guess what? My brain immediately started looking for confirmation. Like, yep, your kid has been screaming for 45 minutes straight. You're such a bad mom. Because if you were a good mom, you'd know how to handle this. Or when my youngest got a scratch on her face and everyone's asking, "Oh no, where did she get that from? What happened?" Every time someone asks, I feel terrible instantly. And I think I'm a bad mom. This shouldn't have happened. However, after coaching myself, I know that feelings are fleeting. The sooner we acknowledge them and allow them to be there, typically the quicker they dissipate. So when I found myself feeling bad, I just allowed myself to feel it. Then I thought about what I was saying. You're a bad mom. And I challenged it. Am I really? Let me think of all the ways that I'm not a bad mom. Would my daughter write me a beautiful Mother's Day card if I was such a bad mom? I don't think so, because she's pretty honest. And then I reframed it. You're not a bad mom. You're just a good mom having a rough moment. Just like your kids, you're allowed to have a rough moment. We all are. When you find yourself repeating unhelpful thoughts or beliefs, stop. Question them. Ask if it's even true. And ask yourself, what's another possible way to see it? Number 3, self-compassion. Do you ever notice that you're so much kinder and more empathetic to your best friend, your family, or your partner than you are to yourself? If so, you're going to need to intentionally practice this step. Remind yourself to treat yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and thoughtfulness that you would offer to a dear friend. Remember, you are only human. You are not perfect. There's no such thing. Every experience, every challenge, every misstep is simply a part of the human experience. Number 4, take imperfect action. Often, when we're not feeling confident or our self-esteem is low, it's incredibly hard to take that crucial first step. But that's okay. You have to acknowledge that it will be hard, but you can still do it. Instead of looking at everything through an absolute lens, it's either perfect or it's failure, start looking at things with an and/or lens. Taking this step can be hard, and I can still do it. It's like exercise. Once you start, you begin to feel better, more energized, and more motivated than if you hadn't exercised at all. Take action even when you don't feel like it. You'll surprise yourself with how much you can accomplish even when you don't feel like it. And this will create that forward momentum to keep moving. Number 5, setting realistic expectations. The very key to this is simply understanding and accepting that we are human. We are not perfect. Therefore, every action or step we take can or will be flawed. And that, my friends, is just a part of the process. If we're constantly putting pressure on ourselves to achieve perfection, you're going to miss the entire process and journey along the way. When you finally reach your perceived final destination, you'll find yourself wondering what it was all for, because you missed out on all the little moments along the way. So ground yourself in reality. Embrace your imperfect progress and simply enjoy the journey and who you're becoming. I hope these strategies empower you to start silencing your inner critic and taking bold action in your life. Remember, you're not just a mom, you are a woman with incredible potential, and it's time to get out of your own way and unleash it. As always, thanks for joining me on another episode of Not Just Moms. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with another mom who needs to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It truly helps us reach more amazing women like you. Until next time, keep dreaming big and living boldly. I'll talk to you ladies next week. Bye.